Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. But I'm also going to make some connections that are going on right now. A lot of you asked me to talk about Peter Thiel. The man behind Trump's VP pick is worse than you think. While J.D. Vance has his own controversies, his close connection to billionaire Peter Thiel, who is poised to have unprecedented influence in a new Trump administration, should deeply unsettle every American who cares about freedom, privacy, and reining in the surveillance state. A lot of people are not happy about Peter Thiel at all. Trump talks out both sides of his mouth by promising the American people that he will take down the deep state, while simultaneously surrounding himself with deep state CIA players like Mike Pompeo and Peter Thiel. Actions, not words, are what is important. And here's what Peter Thiel had to say about Bitcoin. Take a listen.
From China's point of view, they want to get, they don't like the U.S. having this reserve currency because it gives us, a lot of leverage over, Iranian oil supply chains and all sorts of things like that. They don't want the renminbi to become a reserve currency because then you have to open your capital account and you have to do all sorts of things that they really don't want to do. I think the euro, you could think of as, was in part a Chinese weapon against the dollar. It didn't. The last decade hasn't quite worked out that way, but that was, China would have liked to see two reserve currencies like the euro. And, even though I'm sort of a pro-crypto, pro-Bitcoin maximalist person, I do wonder whether at this point Bitcoin is also, should also be thought in part as a Chinese financial weapon against the U.S., where it threatens fiat money, but it especially threatens the U.S. Dollar, and China wants to do things to weaken it. So it's sort of China is long Bitcoin, and perhaps from a geopolitical perspective, the U.S. should be a little bit be asking some tougher questions about exactly how that works.
Like I said in the past, you look at all the people, the way they talk about Bitcoin. Trump was giving you talking points on the campaign trail. They're never going to make Bitcoin a reserve asset here in the United States. It's too controlled by China. I think they're going to go in a different direction, more towards XRP. So let's connect the dots. 1999, Elon Musk creates X.com. 2001, Elon Musk and Peter Thiel rebrand X.com into PayPal. 2002, PayPal is sold to eBay. 2002, Elon Musk creates SpaceX. 2006, stellar ripples documented. A stellar ripple is a wave of star formation triggered by a galaxy collision. 2008, Peter Thiel's founders fund invest into SpaceX. 2009, Horowitz founded. 2011, Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, Horowitz invest in Stripe. 2011, Ripple protocol is developed by Jed McCaleb, Arthur Brito, and David Schwartz. Worked on past encryption projects for NSA. 2012, OpenCoin is founded. 2012, OpenCoin uses Ripple protocol. 2013, Horowitz invest in OpenCoin. 2013, Peter Thiel invest in OpenCoin. 2013, OpenCoin becomes Ripple. 2013, wallet created on the XRP ledger with nearly 17 million XRP with the name Musk. 2014, Elon mentions illegal activities and security risk surrounding Bitcoin. 2014, CTO of Ripple, Jed McCaleb, launches Stellar. 2014, Stripe invests in Stellar. 2014, Ripple starts promoting its protocol as a solution for banks to conduct faster and more secure transactions. 2015, Elon Musk becomes a co-founder in OpenAI. 2016, Peter Thiel publicly supports Donald Trump. 2016, Trump wins the election. 2016, Elon Musk appointed to Trump's Strategic and Policy Forum. 2017, Elon Musk, PayPal founders, and Ripple founders hold an event. 2017, Q's first drop on October 28th. 2017, on 11/11, Q mentions all the Rothschild-owned central banks. 2018, McCaleb donates to OpenAI. 2019, Musk mentions that Bitcoin isn't suited for Tesla's business model during the ARK Investment podcast. 2019, Trump tweets that he's not a fan of Bitcoin. 2019, Donald Trump creates Space Force. 2021, Jed McCaleb creates VAST, a company focused on developing space habitation technologies. 2022, Horowitz invests in SpaceX. 2022, Elon Musk acquires Twitter. 2023, Twitter is rebranded as X.com, full circle from 1999. 2023, Elon posts QAnon on 11/22. 2023, Elon Musk, SpaceX, and Jed McCaleb, VAST, partner together. Some other things to think about. Both Ripple and Stellar use X in their tokens, XRP and XLM. All the connections are connected together. And this goes way back. So now you see the same people that have ties to Ripple in the past, now part of the Trump administration. Everything is coming full circle. President-elect Donald Trump holds phone call with Russia's Vladimir Putin to discuss de-escalating the war in Ukraine. China says good relations with the United States are in the best interest of both countries. History tells us that both countries stand to gain from cooperation and loss from confrontation. A China-U.S. relationship with stable, healthy, and sustainable development serves the common interest of the two countries. This is what I've been saying all along. We are going to watch BRICS and the U.S. come together now that Trump is going back to the White House. It's one massive network. It's the new financial system. The digital financial system is coming. German Chancellor says he plans to talk with Russian President Putin soon. Even other countries, it's going to be one massive network, all connected together. The whole idea of de-dollarization, they're going to get rid of the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. I think we're going to have one world bridge currency, and every country is going to have their own currency going forward, or a level playing field. Another person that's about to work with the Trump administration on crypto policy is Charles Hoskinson. Take a listen.
Second, a large part of my time in 2025 will also be devoted to the political process. I'm going to be spending quite a bit of time working with lawmakers in Washington, D.C., and quite a bit of time working with members of the administration to help foster and facilitate with other key leaders in industry the crypto policy. We have to do this and we have to get it done.
So think about it like this. We've seen Ripple meeting with Trump over the summer. Now Charles is going to work with the Trump administration. ADA, well, Cardano is ISO 222 compliant. Ripple, the network, is ISO 222 compliant. We also had Hedera meeting with the current administration in the past. You see how it's all connected. But how does Charles really feel about Bitcoin? Now, Charles uses some graphic language here. I'll give you that warning before I play the clip. Take a listen.
Years old. Run the goddamn Howey test on it and show me the difference between the two. Tell me, is there an expectation of return with the goddamn orange pill moon boys? It's there. There's so many different planks and angles that you can take a look at this thing from. And by the way, if you subpoena and attack about 3 different entities, you could perform a 51% attack on Bitcoin, because that's the way the hash power works. But it's decentralized, apparently, and Team Orange gets a complete pass.
You know, China has more than 51%, and that's going to be a problem going forward. And Charles is right. Why did they never look at Bitcoin as a possible security? Yet they did call ADA a security. Here's Charles once again in 2023 talking about Bitcoin.
Bitcoin needs the industry to survive. It sure as hell needs the exchanges and all the other infrastructure, because it's not self-sufficient in that dimension. But the industry doesn't need Bitcoin anymore to survive. It's nice to have a digital asset like Bitcoin that has that reputation and it's digital gold, but remember, at the end of the day, it's a token with a deflationary monetary policy. And so at any given moment, another digital gold can form, and if it has good science behind it, it'll be just as secure, if not more so.
Tokenized actual gold will end the idea of Bitcoin being digital gold. But I wanted to show you this because these are now the people going to work with the Trump administration. Peter Thiel doesn't like Bitcoin. Elon Musk doesn't like Bitcoin. Charles Hoskinson is talking about building a bridge to Bitcoin, but doesn't really like Bitcoin. So people that were sold the idea that Bitcoin is going to become a U.S. reserve asset, I think they were duped. Honestly, that's my honest opinion. The path forward, honestly, is XRP. Ripple's long-term goal is for XRP to become a world's reserve currency. Now, this goes back to 2018 when Corey Johnson was meeting with the White House administration back then. When I started to meet with people in government and regulators, I had very low expectations. I have been truly amazed at the open-mindedness, number one. And number two, the smart questions, sometimes even tough questions. There's clearly a lot of homework going on. The White House in particular seems to be thinking about what it means to have 80% of Bitcoin mining taking place in China and a majority of Ether mining taking place in China. When you look at XRP, there is no mining. So from a foreign control aspect or from an environmental aspect, XRP is a very different beast. And in conversations we've had with the administration, they seem to get that and think that might matter. So even Trump knew back then Bitcoin was going to be a problem going into the future. And what do all the Bitcoin maxis say? Bitcoin is a competitor for the US dollar. Why hold dollars when you could hold Bitcoin? Well, they're not going to have competition for the current US dollar, and they're not going to have competition if we get a digital dollar. That's why I said this current run we are in is most likely the last run for Bitcoin. Elon Musk endorses plan to let presidents meddle with Federal Reserve after Trump election. Elon Musk also wants to end the Fed. And the fact that this is being talked about right now, it shows you that they're most likely going to end the Fed at some point around 2026. That's when I think it's going to happen. And I think we're going to shift into a new financial system with a gold-backed digital dollar. That's my honest thoughts. Ron Paul says we need to end the IRS as well. Take a listen to this.
Paul is with me now. Dr. Paul, welcome back. We're glad you're here. That is a strong statement to abolish these agencies. What would be in their place?
Oh, the people would get happy. All of a sudden, they'd say less government. The part of the government hasn't been doing us any good. We certainly don't need the IRS. We need to
okay, hang on,
get rid of the income tax.
I just have to ask you, how would we collect taxes? How would we function?
Well, we would function just like we did for 135 years before 1913. You know, we did rather well. But you're right about challenging that, because if you want the government we have today to pay for a runaway welfare system and believe that we're the policemen of the world, oh no, there won't be enough money. Matter of fact, the income tax hardly even touches the interest, so it's not enough. So that's why they run up debt, borrow money, and then print money. But that's where the problem is. So if you want a good tax system or get rid of the income tax, we have to have a different opinion about the role of government. Today, the role of government is something totally strange from the Constitution, American traditions, because we were supposed to design a system where people had their liberties protected, but not for the government to manage our lives and manage the economy and manage the world economy and be the policeman. No, it wouldn't work, and the income tax isn't solving that problem. That just sort of encourages them a little bit.
So here's where I think this would end up. If we were to end the IRS, people are still going to need money, government money. I think this is where UBI would come in, Universal Basic Income. And they'll use AI to sell universal basic income. They're going to say, well, robots are taking jobs and we have to come up with something. But this is going in this direction already, because Trump is even floating the idea of getting rid of the IRS. So I think we're closer to a new financial system than we actually think. And that's why now, all of a sudden, they're talking about Russia ending the war with Ukraine. I would like to see a time of peace, hopefully, very, very soon. But this is how it's all gonna play out. I think they're gonna have peace between Russia, Ukraine. The US is gonna come together with BRICS, and all of a sudden, we're gonna watch the rise of the digital financial system. But I wanted to give you a lot to think about with this video. Definitely let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. And until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.